Hi, Keith. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? I hope that you are doing well. It is Thursday afternoon. I know that's not necessarily when you're watching this video, but for me right now, it is Thursday afternoon. Just finished lunch. And again, another beautiful day. A little bit chilly today. My friends and I, we're going to go outside, but I got a bunch of boxes with all my pots in them for my plants. And we're just trying to get through those and get everything put up. So instead of recess, my friends got a little time on their iPad. And my assistant, Miss Tammy, and I have been trying to get some things done with our plants. So yesterday, I'm going to read you a fun story. It's a silly story again. But yesterday, I told you I would take you around my room and show you my plants. So here's all my boxes that came in. Those are all my pots that I have to put up. Let me try not to make you too dizzy. So I'll walk you over here to my plants. And right here we have some plants. This is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. We have anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 plants at our plant sale in April. And these are some of our Christmas plants that we're going to have at our Christmas bazaar this year. These are called poinsettias, and they're going to have like a really pretty red flower if we grow them right. This is our first time ever getting those. And people like to put those out at Christmas time and during the winter. They're a winter plant. Not a lot of plants are winter plants. These are all be at our plant sale in April. We'll just take care of them. These are really popular. That one doesn't look it's going to make it. Somebody brought us that, and it looks like it might die before I get it to the plant sale. But that's okay, because not every plant makes it. I had to throw one out this morning that didn't make it. And then this one's really fun. I'm trying to see if I can get one that you can see okay. Or this is called a lamb's ear. And if you look really close, I'm trying not to drip the water on my computer. It's like fuzzy. It's like a fuzzy, soft plant that if you touch it, I have more up here. If you touch it, it feels like a real lamb's ear. It feels very soft and fuzzy. Then somebody brought us some iris. We had to trim them back, cut them down, and then replant them, and they'll have some white flowers on them if, again, we grow those correctly. And then over here, I wanted to show you some things that we do. We grow little plants by seed. So what we do is we put dirt in here, and then we add the seed, and then we label it. This will be strawberries. This will be a canna lily. Then we have some ferns and some begonias, and I know those are just big plant words to you. Strawberries, you should know what strawberries are. We all love strawberries. They're a sweet fruit. And then when we seed them and they start growing, they start looking like this. They get really small plant, and then we plant them into a small pot. And then we plant them into, if they need it, a bigger pot, and a bigger pot, and a bigger pot until the sale. So that is all of my plant stuff. That's my room. All of my books. I'll probably get some books from there for you once Marjo is tired of helping me. She never gets tired of helping me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Lots of decorations that we're still trying to put up in the room. And that's pretty much it. I hope I'm not making you too dizzy. We also have these button makers where we make buttons. For like your shirt, or you can put them on your book bag, or whatever it may be. So we do a lot of fun stuff in here. But I did tell you that I would show you all of my plants. And one day I will go ahead or one day in the spring, if I'm still hanging out with you, I will take you down to the greenhouse so you can see everything that we plant. So that'll be fun. So today, like I was telling you, we're gonna read another silly book, just like the troll book yesterday. And again, I don't know which order you're watching these in, and it is absolutely okay if you're not watching them in the same order that I'm sending them, unless we start reading a chapter book. But I'll let your mom know when we start reading a chapter book. This book is called Caps for Sale. It's always been a book that makes my students laugh, that makes me laugh. And it's just another story that's silly, where somebody was tricked, just like yesterday. The billy goats tricked the troll. And I'll go ahead and tell you, it's about a guy, and this is kind of an older book, so he's considered a peddler, and the peddler in this book sells caps or hats, and he runs into some silly monkeys. So let's see what happens with the peddler who decided to fall asleep while he was supposed to be selling caps, and these monkeys, what they're going to do. He is going to take a nap, and he is going to wake up, and his caps are going to be gone. So let's see if we can figure out who took them. So again, the name of the story is Caps for Sale. Trying to get to the first page. Once there was a peddler who sold caps, but he was not like an ordinary peddler. Carrying his wares on his back, he carried them on top of his head. So most peddlers or most salesmen back in that time carried their whatever they were selling on their back, like a backpack, like you would carry a backpack on your back. But this peddler carried all of his caps on his head. And I'm about to show you a picture of all his caps. First, he had his own checked cap, then a bunch of gray caps, then a bunch of brown caps, and a bunch of blue caps, and on the very tippy top, a bunch of red caps. So, if you look closely, you can see that he has his own checkered cap, then gray caps, and then it says brown, but they look a little yellow, so brownish yellow, we'll go with that. Then blue caps, I think. Yep, and then on the very tippy top, red caps. So it looks like he has 17 caps on top of his head. See if you can put 17 hats on your head. Just kidding. He walked up and down the streets, holding himself very straight, not to tip over the caps. As he went along, he called, "Caps for sale, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." There he is. Caps for sale, caps for sale. So my husband, Bryson, you met him in the first video, he loves to wear hats. He wears hats all the time. And in this story, those caps are only 50 cents. My husband was alive in this day, he'd probably have every hat in the world, because hats are very expensive. Or they can be. They're like $20 or more. One morning, he couldn't sell any of his hats, and he walked up the street and he walked down the street calling, "Caps for sale, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." But nobody wanted any hats that morning. Nobody even wanted a red hat. He began to feel hungry, but he had no money for lunch because he couldn't sell his hats. "I think I'll go for a walk down in the country," he said. And he walked out of town slowly, not to drop his hats. So he had them balanced on his head, and he was going to try to go to the countryside and leave town and go to the country and see if maybe anybody wanted to buy them there. He walked for a long time until he came to a great big tree. That's a nice place for a rest, he thought. He sat down very slowly under the tree and leaned back little by little, not to disturb the hats, and against the tree trunk. Then he put his hand to feel if they were straight. First he checked his checkered cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, and on the very tippy top, he checked the red caps. He's got some long arms, is all I can say. So he had his checkered cap, the gray caps, the brownish yellow caps, the blue caps, and the red caps. And he leaned against that tree to take a nap. They were all there, so he went to sleep. And he slept for a long time. There's the sun. It's always nice to take a nap on a beautiful day, especially like today. I am always tired because when you have a baby and they wake up all the time in the middle of the night, you get very tired. So I could probably take a nap outside myself. When he woke up, he was refreshed and rested. So after a long, nice nap in the warm sun, he woke up and he was nice and rested. But uh-oh, look at his head. There's only one cap there. Uh-oh. Let's see what happens. Before standing up, he felt his head to make sure his caps were there in the right place. But all he felt was his checkered cap. Where they are? Oh no! Oh no! He said, oh no! My caps! Oh no. He looked to the right, no caps. He looked to the left, no caps. He looked forward and backward, no caps. He looked in front of and behind the tree, no caps. There he is looking for his caps, and all he's got is his checkered cap. Uh-oh. Then he looked up, and what do you think he saw? I gave you a hint at the beginning of the story. What do you think he saw? He saw some kind of animal. On every branch of the tree sat a monkey, and on every monkey was a gray, or a brown, or a blue, or a red hat. Now, how silly is that? Look at all those monkeys with all those hats. All those monkeys had a hat. They took his hat. So there should be 16 monkeys, because remember, he had 16 hats. The peddler looked at the monkeys. The monkeys looked at the peddler. He didn't know what to do. Finally, he spoke to them. So the monkeys are looking at the peddler. The peddler's looking at the monkeys. What do I do? He said. So finally, he spoke. And he said, "You monkeys, you," he said, shaking his finger at them. "You give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook their fingers back at him. Dis. Ooh, ooh, ah, 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 ah. There they are. They got their fingers pointed. He's got his finger pointed. Oh, Lord. Now what are we going to do? This made the peddler angry. So he shook both hands at them and said, "You monkeys, you give me back my caps. But the monkeys only shook both of their hands back at him and said, "Dz, dz, dz." And there they are, shaking both of their hands. There's the peddler shaking both of his hands. Oh Lord, it's like fighting with a child, fighting with a girl, fighting with a boy. Now he felt quite angry. He stomped his foot and said, "You monkeys, you better give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stomped their feet back and said, "Tss, tss, tss, ooh, ah, 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 ah." They probably thought they were dancing. They probably thought the peddler was dancing. There they are, tapping their feet. There's the peddler stomping his feet. By this time, the peddler was very, very angry. He stomped both of his feet and shouted, "You monkeys, you must give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stomped both of their feet back at him and said, "Tss, tss, tss. Ooh, ah, 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 ah." So there's the monkeys stomping both of their feet. There's the peddler. Now he's really angry. Have you ever been really angry, or has anybody ever been really angry around you? I'm sure I've been really angry a time or two in my life. At last, he became so angry, that he pulled off his own cap, and threw it on the ground and began to walk away. Wonder what the monkeys are going to do. So if the monkeys are doing everything that the peddler is doing, and he just got his cap and threw it on the ground, wonder if they're going to do the same thing. But to the peddler, he had given up. He threw his hat on the ground and he was going to walk away. Sorry. I'm trying to get the... But then each monkey pulled off their cap. Each monkey pulled off their cap. And the peddler stopped. Now he's smiling. And all the gray caps and all the brown caps and all the blue caps and all the red caps came flying down out of the tree. So every single one of them was following what the peddler or the man did. And they threw their caps on the ground too. And they came falling out of the tree. So the peddler picked up his caps and put them back on his head. First his own checkered hat, then the gray caps and the brown caps and the blue caps and the red caps. So there he is. He put his back on his head, and he's getting all the other ones back together. And slowly, slowly, he walked back to town calling, "Caps for sale, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." The end. So that was kind of silly. So all the peddler wanted to do was take a nap. And unfortunately, he chose the wrong place at the wrong time to take a nap. And he got tricked by the monkeys. But although he got tricked, he was able to kind of trick them back. He wasn't intentionally tricking them, but because of what he did, the monkeys did to mock him or do the same thing. So that is another silly story. Miss Marjo said that you like silly stories, especially with male characters. So I thought that was silly. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you enjoyed the troll story yesterday. And then I also hope you enjoyed looking at some of my plants. I'll keep you updated throughout the year on how we're doing. We get really busy after Christmas with all of our plants. So we will keep you updated. It's always fun to show people what we do. So I hope that you enjoy that. We'll see you again tomorrow. Hope you have a great day. Bye.